So I recorded this one time already, and now I'm making sure that I actually see the volume because I just sent my editor this entire video with me talking and it was completely muted.
Idiot.
In today's video, we're going to be talking about how to get pressure out of the nickel triple and help build on some of that coverage foundation that we've been breaking down here on the YouTube channel. Let's go ahead and get into it. What is up, guys? Zan from the Madden YouTube channel. In today's video, we are going to talk about how to get very simple entry-level pressure out of my favorite defensive formation in Madden 22, which is the nickel triple. Now, if you guys are struggling to get stops in Madden 22, I have a full nickel triple game plan available on my strategy website, gridirongameplans.gg. This is a defense that is a bare nickel package, meaning that we can stop the run a little bit more readily while guaranteeing easy pressure off the edge. We've got defensive tackle A gaps, linebacker disengage B gaps, guaranteed edge pressure setups. I just put out an update to this game plan yesterday that guarantees pressure against the running back blocking, as well as controls the tight end delay fades while getting pressure. So those tight ends will automatically release on their route, getting the quarterback sacked. There's so much in that game plan. Go check it out. In addition to your subscription, you guys will get access to the 3 offensive game plans in the weekly vault content that gets released every single week on Gridiron. So let's go ahead and get into it here with our first pressure. One of the reasons that I really like nickel triple is that this is one of those formations where your edge rushers are very, very easy to pour in at the quarterback. So for this particular tip, what I'm actually going to recommend doing is going into the subs menu on this and putting a good block shedder at the inside linebacker position. So when we talk about Khalil Mack, this is a player that obviously is one of the more dominant pass rushers in the league. When you're setting up a blitz that is designed to get an edge rusher free without a block shed, a lot of times players kind of forget that, you know, you could go ahead and move that player to an inside position where they're going to work oftentimes against guards that aren't the better pass blockers of the offense. So what I'm going to do here on this is I'm actually going to take Roquan Smith and put him on the outside because he's really fast. And then we're going to put Khalil Mack on the inside where he's going to be blocked, and you can actually get him to shed as one of the players that will get blocked in our setup here today. So in terms of this formation, one of the really cool things about it is that you can actually use your safeties at linebacker in this formation, just like you do the nickel 335, the nickel 335 wide, some of the other nickel packages in Madden 22. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to go in and I'm just going to put Marquis Christian. He's got the highest agility and change of direction of the players available on the Chicago Bears. So I'm going to place him at this spot right here. Now, for this particular defense, we will be going up against the gun bunch, which is the primary offensive meta that you guys are facing online when you guys play MUT or a regular team head-to-head. So with this particular offense, a lot of players want to get their running back involved, and they want to see if you've got pressure. In being that this isn't the nickel 335 wide, a lot of times they're going to start in a 5-out offense, meaning all 5 receiving options are going to be available to catch a pass, nobody extra staying into block. So let's go ahead and show this to you. I'm going to be breaking this down out of the cover 3 cloud. You could do this out of other plays like Tampa 2, cover 6. You could do this out of honestly a lot of the different plays in this defense, but we're going to do this out of, like I said, the cover 3 cloud. And what we're going to do is we are going to run this on auto flip. So the reason that you want to run this on auto flip is because the cover 2, the cover 3 cloud, and the cover 6 that I just mentioned are all plays where if you run them on auto flip and you're basically going to get the nickel corner to follow the bunch. But what's really, really cool is that when you flip the play, the nickel corner will stay on the bunch side. So that's one of the better parts about this defense is that the nickel corner always finds the strength of the passing formation, meaning the 3 receiver side. So when we call this cover 3 cloud, as you see right here, we've got the corner in the flat. Now, this is just a starter setup. Now, the problem with this is that our user, Marquis Christian, he is on the left B gap. Now, that doesn't mean that we can't go ahead and run this defense the same way. But what you might do is go ahead and crash your defensive line up and blitz that linebacker and then QB contain. And this should remind you a lot of the nickel 335 wide meta, where if they do send everybody out on a route, you should be getting a contained rusher free off the right side or the left side, depending on the front. Now, again, getting into how this formation flips. Remember, I just said that the cover 3 cloud, the Tampa 2, and the cover 6 are plays where when you flip the defensive formation, nobody moves in the secondary. So you're gonna see right here, if I hit X or square on PlayStation and then right trigger to flip the play, it just flips your front 4, meaning your 2 defensive tackles and your 2 inside linebackers. So now we can go ahead and blitz Khalil Mack, and you want him blitzing straight down, crash your defensive line up, and QB contain. Now, again, with this, you've got this coverage where you now are playing the cloud to the bunch side. So the corner is in the cloud flat. You've got an outside third over the top, and then you've got a hook curl for any hitches, or, you know, you can do whatever you want with this player if you don't want a hook curl. But say, for instance, you wanted to Mabel that side, you could go ahead and put him into a curl flat. So this is actually a really, really nice coverage. But again, with this, you know, if they send 5 out, you can kind of do this strategy where you kind of hover with this safety, and then you should be looking at, like you see right there, a B gap shed or disengage, which we got out of Khalil Mack in the event that they do pick up our pressure. So again, I'm going to go ahead and do this here once again. I kind of stand, you know, right here. You want to make sure Khalil Mack's blitz angle is straight with this, and you know, you're going to be able to get this guy free. And you see right there, Khalil Mack did get blocked. He shed, but he shed the wrong direction. Now, this is one of the things about the nickel triple. Depending on which side the linebacker in the gap is on, the left or the right, that changes completely how the pressure works. I go ahead and take that work out of that for you in the nickel triple game plan. I've got setups where we're going to have the linebacker on the left B gap. I've got setups where we're going to have the linebacker on the right B gap. We've got setups where we're going to show blitz. We're going to do a bunch of different things to get at the quarterback in this. Now, with the contain setup, you notice that we've been getting blocked when we've been doing the contains. One of the things that's really interesting about this this defense is that if you actually don't contain with the linebacker in the right B gap, this is a simple 5-man pressure that oftentimes does result in the edge rusher coming free, which is what you saw right there out of Roquan Smith. He bumped into some people. So removing that contain setup from what we were doing is, as you recall, we started off running our look like this, where we were blitzing Marquis Christian in the left B gap and kind of mugging the gap right here. And then that was resulting in, you know, the pressure working. Now, we've run this a few times, but in general, that contain logic is actually better when they start to block the running back. So it's kind of interesting how this works. Again, I take all this work out of it for you. Once they start to block the running back, that's the thing about the nickel triple, is that you can actually treat it like the nickel 3-3-5 wide, and, you know, really confuse the running back. So, you know, if they block this running back and you're standing right here, a lot of times that contain loops all the way around him and gets straight to the quarterback. You know, it's very rare that the running back picks up that nickel 3-3-5 wide style meta, but you know, in general, that is kind of how this works. So as it pertains to, you know, when your opponent starts to block a running back, a lot of times you're going to end up with the guy coming in free off the edge when you do this, you know, correctly, and you're mugging the gap. So again, with this particular concept, you want to make sure that you have the linebacker in the B gap, you global blitz your linebackers, crash your defensive line up, and QB contain, and then this guy ends up being your user. And again, when they start to block this running back, that's where you start to get the guy looping around, and he goes right through the running back and gets, you know, the sack. So again, direction of which side your linebacker is in the gap matters in this defense. I teach this all for you in the Gridiron Game Plans, you know, nickel triple game plan. So I take all that work out of it for you. Now, there's a lot more to this. This is a very, very simple setup. As we've talked about, the nickel 3-3-5 wide meta is pretty easily picked up by the tight end delay fade. So as you can see right here, if I go to tight end delay fade, you know, that does end up picking this up. But again, I cannot stress enough that we have setups that are going to confuse the tight end, make it so he basically lets the guy run right by him. You know, I'm showing you an example right here from a update to the nickel triple game plan that I just dropped yesterday. This is a very, very beginner's level blitz out of this, but it's a great template blitz to build the rest of the defensive game plan off of. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys want to see more, go check out the rest on gridirongameplans.gg. Don't forget to subscribe here to the channel, like the video. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or complaints, make sure you guys drop those below as well. I'd like to see what you guys are thinking about the videos here on the YouTube channel, and hopefully I'll see you guys right back here tomorrow with our next video update. Until then, this is Zan. Hit the lab and good luck.